I'm so excited for you guys to watch this interview. I'm gonna be sitting down with two stars from the VH1 hit series The Breaks. Their names are Antoine Harris and Sinqua Walls. It's so funny, this interview. Hilarious. Pure comedy. I'm telling you, I couldn't did it better if I had a different wig. I cannot wait for this series to drop. And this interview is superb. I'm over here patting myself on the back. Yes, I am. Watch it and share and tell a friend and tell a friend. And don't forget to subscribe. Do that right now. Hey, it's your girl, Miss Lissa Knows, and sitting here with me are the stars of the VH1 movie turned series, The Breaks. We have Antoine Harris and Sinqua Walls. Ow.
Thank you.
It's gonna be super fun. So, let's get down to the business first. You were not in the movie, because we know you was doing Dying on the Power. But you were in the movie.
Okay.
What drew you to the role initially?
Okay, what drew me to the role initially was Seif Man, definitely. The fact that he was directing. It was also the fact that it was based in New York. And it was also the fact that it was 1990, hip-hop, New York City, you know what I'm saying? The golden era of music.
Yes.
And then when I got the script, it was just like, oh my God, I gotta be a part of this.
And what about you? Like, what drew you to the role coming into the series?
I mean, I think it was the same thing. Like Antoine said, I had an opportunity to talk to Seif. The scripts were fire, and for me, I had the opportunity to see the movie, and I already saw the work that they were doing.
Right.
So when the opportunity kind of like came across my path, and like there was interest for me to be a part of it, I was like, this is a no-brainer. And like the fact that it was we get to call it a period piece, but it's like one of the dopest periods in history.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you got murked on Power, did you already know you had the breaks, or were you like, oh my God, Lord, I just need a role?
I knew God got me, so I wasn't worried.
You was good? You know, Chocolate Man is back in style. You was good. I knew you was going to make it happen. But being that you guys were born in, I guess, when the movie was, like, aren't you 1990s babies?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Right. So how did you prepare for the roles?
Combination of just like
listen
we talked
to
about
Wu-Tang, do a little rock and
Got to.
Like, I mean, we call it classic music, but a lot of old school hip hop. We did a lot of reading, a lot of like Googling. I mean, that was our friend day to day.
Right.
I mean, his transition into his character is crazy.
I know, because I'm not even going to lie, Antoine. I was nervous. I was like, if he come in here angry and I'm looking for the scar, that's not real? What? I was like, who this man in real life? Like, what does he do? Because I know you played football, so I was like, maybe he got knocked in his head like Marsha Brady. And this is why he got this piece on his head, but they doing a good job with that makeup.
That's Adam, man. Adam's the problem. He's a beast.
Shouts to makeup.
He's a beast. He's a problem.
Have you always wanted to be an actor?
Honestly, I always wanted to be an entertainer. You know, when I was younger.
Little strip club.
Yeah, maybe a little chocolate city, maybe. I'm playing.
Definitely see you doing a little pony like.
I'm playing. Nah, it's just like I was always like the one at like little family reunions. My grandma always had me doing like dances and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I always appreciated the craft, but I didn't know how to get to it. You know what I'm saying? When I got to college, I went to Virginia Tech.
Okay.
Ran track, played ball there. And I took it as an elective. I took an acting class as an elective. And I was like, oh, this could be a real thing. From that moment, I wanted to be an actor. You know what I'm saying? So,
and what about rapping? Is that something you've always done too, or did they have to like teach you?
Fonte Coleman, who was the one that wrote the raps, and DJ Premier, they schooled me, but I was always a fan of rap, you know what I'm saying, from New York, lunch table shit,
right.
You rapping at the table, freestyling, but I never was like, hey, I want to be a rapper,
right.
You know what I'm saying, I was always an admirer of the sport, so they kind of had to school me, but I had a good place to start. I wasn't coming from negative 10.
Right, like you wasn't okay. You were rhythm list.
Yeah, exactly.
And now you rhythm nation.
Yeah, exactly.
And what about you, Sinqua? Have you always wanted to be an actor? Cause you could definitely be a model or baby daddy.
So true. So wrong.
Done. Right.
I started
from the bottom.
From the bottom. Now I'm here.
Now he's here.
No, actually, like I had a love for acting since I was 11 years old.
Okay.
And at the time, my mom was not really about it. She She was like, "You're not gonna grow up child star weird."
Hello.
And so she made me play sports, and like Antoine said, like I had a strong athletic background. I played basketball, and that was really became a part of my love. And then when I got to college, I started studying it. Kept doing theater from the time I was 11 all the way up until now, and then it just became a natural transition.
Is there anybody on the cast y'all don't like?
No.
Y'all lying. But
Word to everything.
y'all lying. Y'all go Aries. Y'all lying. Y'all being politically correct. Did y'all know each other prior to being on the show?
I met SQ in passing. I met him on the set of Power.
Yeah.
I was on Power. I got murdered on there. I remember the dude in the trunk with the tongue.
That was you.
Yeah, that was
Let me see your tongue. I knew that tongue. I knew it.
Yeah, no, I met him on there, man. He's a solid dude from the gate.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you meet some people and they're like totally unaffected by what they do. You know, people who approach their job like everybody else's job. Some actors are like, yo, I'm an actor.
Right.
He didn't have none of that energy at all.
But that's what we hit it off from day one. It was really we have similar likeness in the fact that we're about the work.
But when you were on Power, Back to Power, there was that first scene when you was with Notori and she was like hat in that back.
Yeah.
How many times did you have to do that over? Like I'll be like coughing, have to do it again, or was it like a one-hitter quitter?
That's my middle name.
You look type of somebody after the one.
No, but after the one. No, but it was cool. It was cool because me and Notori were already friends.
Oh, y'all already did this?
We were friends. We really were like truly friends. So it made it easy.
Truly
like,
friends.
Safe zone.
Oh.
And I wasn't even in the car when all that happened.
What? You green screened in?
I was sitting. They broke up the scene. They did her part, and then I got in the car after, and they did my part.
Is that because her husband was gonna wash you? Her boyfriend?
Yeah, I mean,
that's why? Her boyfriend was like, listen, get that chocolate man away from Notori.
That's my man. We play ball together.
Okay. What do you guys love about your jobs, and what do you hate about them?
Man, I would say the main thing I love about my job is the fact that I get to experience so many people's paths, you know, so many people's lives. Like, part of me wanted to be a lawyer, part of me wanted to be a cop, part of me wanted to be a ball player. I could kind of tap into all of those things with what I do. You know, you can kind of jump into a lot of different places.
Right.
The thing that I don't like, the thing that I don't like maybe is the period of you working, then you could not be working. There's no absolute security until you get to like a point where they sending you scripts or you Denzel's level where it's like, oh, I got like The Rock. He's booked into 2025.
That's Dwayne Johnson. You better respect that black man.
He's a problem.
He don't want to be called The Rock no more.
Oh, Dwayne Johnson.
He wants to be Dwayne.
Oh, Dwayne Johnson. He's booked into 2025.
Word?
So that's a different type of thing.
Okay.
That means like I'm good until I'm good for
that's
8 years.
security, job security.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think it's tough.
I think for me, like I love the ability to collaborate. I think like you said, like that's the best part is being able just to be creative, be in a space. They always say that acting is about seeking truth, and I think it's one of those safe places where you can just be completely uninhibited with your emotions. You know, in life sometimes we have to kind of like tailor how we interact with people, but in what we do, you can be just completely raw. And you can be honest in every situation. So I love that because I feel like that's when you're really getting to see people peel back layers and be who they really are. For both of us, coming from the athlete background, we like to always be doing something.
Right.
Yeah.
And like every day we get up, and like even today, I'm like, yo, you hit the gym?
Yeah, exactly.
Facts. It's just like, yo, tomorrow you gonna go to the gym?
Facts.
Because we're always trying to fill that time with something productive. So when you just have space, you're like, what do I do with this idle time?
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever had a time where you had to do a scene with someone who was hygienically challenged? Maybe their breath is bad, or they have BO, or and if not, hypothetically speaking, how would you deal with that?
Have I ever had to do it with someone that...
Like you got to kiss her but her mouth humming, or it's a scene you got to hug his palm and
Yo, I've never had to do
that. Never happened to you.
It happened to you.
One time, but that was in theater. That was on a stage. So like people kind of, I guess once you get into that routine, maybe sometimes people show up to work and they forget to do their normal morning routine.
Like brush?
Yeah. And it wasn't another actress, it was a director. So that's a little tougher because the director's in your face more than the actors.
I know my whole thing, like when people need something, people like into it, like...
I make that face actually.
Yeah.
I'm like known to just, I can't hide my facial expression.
Yeah.
And I'll literally just go.
I find a way to create space. You know what I'm saying?
He's better at it than
from
me.
like here, I'll be like here-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe I'm here now.
That's the Libra. You know how to like.
Yeah.
So he's way better.
No, yeah. You're an Aries. You're a man of your like. Like.
Yeah.
You don't need no gum.
I'll ask you. I'll be like, you want some gum real quick before we finish?
Or like even what about like channeling your emotions? Like let's say you're going through something like really traumatic in your life, but then you have to do a scene where you have to act like happy or like you don't have a care in the world. Like how do you switch that off?
I think the best thing to do, if you can, and it's a skill to continuously try to master, but you gotta know how to get to zero. If you could get to your zero, then you could take your character whatever level you need to take him to. So it kind of is the best thing to do is when you show up for work, just like when you come to work every day, nobody really cares. But it's sad, but nobody really cares about your personal life. That's what you gotta get done. So at the end of the day, you just gotta get to the point where you could come in and really know how to keep the world in the world's place and keep the work in the work's place.
I think always giving yourself like a time limit and a buffer. So for me, I always give myself at least like an hour and a half before I walk into the work that I have to do for my character. Like Antoine said, yeah, people don't care, but at the end of the day, as actors, professionally, that's our job. So people want you to show up just like they want an accountant to show up and do their taxes. It's like, yo, you got to show up and do your job. So I give myself at least like an hour where it's just me time. Clear my head, get focused, and then whatever I have to experience for my character, hopefully is true.
What is the best or worst piece of advice that someone in this industry has given to you?
Man, best piece of advice I got was from Laz Alonso. I was on Mysteries of Laura. That was like my first guest star, and he was like for every dollar save a quarter, and he also said it's better to be warm for 30 years than hot for 5. So basically, he's like, you know, you need to think about the long scope, the long arc of your career. You know, kind of make sure you hone your skills so that you can be around for a lifetime instead of I'm hot right now, I'm on TV now, I'm moving into
got him.
And then a few
like
years.
Him, like those internet celebrities.
Exactly.
For me, actually, it was Patrick Dempsey that gave me this great line. I was doing an episode of Grey's Anatomy, and we had a walk-away lunch, and I tried to like run to a different fitting while I was at lunch, and I came back and I ended up being super late.
Mad black.
Yo, but it wasn't my fault. It was just traffic, and they told me you can't leave, right? And so then Patrick Dempsey just comes up real smooth. He goes, "Never be late when you're a guest star, kid." And walked away. Think about that one. And just walked away.
That humble.
But he was the coolest dude. But he literally said, "Never be late when you're a guest star, kid," and just walked away. And I was just like,
drop that gem.
And that's the moment I knew I gotta do better. I gotta do better.
Do you guys have celebrity crushes?
Celebrity crushes.
Don't lie either. Don't lie. And have you ever met or had sex with them already? Let's just get to the nitty.
Go ahead, excuse me. Oh snap! I got a celebrity crush. Yeah, but it's more like a crush that I had earlier, and it carried on. You know what I'm saying? It was Holly Berry, of course. Back in the day. Nia Long back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Nia Long was amazing.
And Nia is aging like fine wine.
Is she aging? Nia's still the same age.
Like what? She still looking like the girl that was running by in Friday. Like, hi,
slow motion.
Yeah, she's still looking good. Some of these other actresses are aging like milk. Don't do that to me. It's your interview. But have you ever met her? And like, did you like?
I never met Holly, but I've on Ballers, Merce, she's the makeup artist, and she's like Dwayne Johnson's personal, and she also does all the other guys sometimes, and she's friends. Okay. She's friends with Nia, and she's like, yo, Nia loves the show, and she's like, if y'all need a new mother or somebody else on the show, she's down to come through, and that for me, that was like me.
I don't think that she should be your mother. I think you need a MILF. Your character is angry. He needs somebody to love him. He clearly has mother issues. They need to write that in the script. You need to be walking down the block or let her be jogging by or something like she normally do. And then you need to just scoop her. Because your character is he need love.
He need love. I'm alone in the room.
That man need love. His head is all banged up.
I'm alone in my room.
Sometimes I stare at the wall.
In the back of my mind, I hear my conscience telling me I need a girl who's in need of what is it?
Something sweet.
Don't do that. You know.
I know.
That's the new word. And what about your celebrity crush? I'm trying to go around that.
You trying to spin it real quick.
Like I have it right here. You already had sex with her.
I have a crush on Oprah.
So politically clean. So politically clean. Sorry, Stedman.
Okay, so are you guys dating anyone, like in real life? Like, yes, you are. And
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Are they in the industry? Well, is she in the industry?
Nah.
Do you guys prefer like the regular girls?
Me, I don't think there's such thing as a regular girl.
Yeah, they are. Remember Cardi when she first started? She regular. Now she glowing. You could be regular.
Well, she has a job outside the industry. I think it's very hard for two artists to service each other how they need to be serviced.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's difficult enough just having a relationship in modern times.
Right.
So to have two people who are constantly on the go, constantly moving, and constantly in worlds where they're kind of usually the center of the universes, I feel like it makes it a lot more difficult.
So what does she do?
She's an account executive.
Now she getting the money though.
Yeah.
The money together.
Yeah.
Sure your books is right. So how do you guys? Well, I know you're not in a relationship right now, but still, when you are in one, how do you deal with like the love scenes and the fans and the hosts throwing themselves at you, and then have a girlfriend? Like, how do you do that?
I think it's communication. One.
Communication.
Two, it's also where you are as a man. Because at the end of the day, you could be in a relationship, out of a relationship. Like if you still looking, if you still only as faithful as your options, there's nothing any relationship could do to contain that.
Absolutely.
But I feel like if you're somebody that's constantly searching, this is a perfect place to be searching.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's all about communication, like you said. I think you just have to be honest at each stage of the relationship where you're at, and ask the other person where they're at.
Okay.
And being a good listener. I think a lot of times like people get, like you said about dating artists, I think that's the thing where sometimes artists can be selfish. And the thing about it is you have to listen to the other person.
Okay.
Completely.
That's a true fact.
Yeah.
Do you guys prefer movies or television, or just like a check is a check?
As far as what we like to watch, or as far as the work that we like to do?
I don't care. It's a TV guy. Nobody care about what you want to watch. We talk about what you want to be in, chocolate dip. What are you talking about?
For me to answer your question, I would say that I like both, because I kind of look at it like if you could do TV, that could be like the equivalent of having a great day job.
Okay.
And then if you could do films, it's the equivalent of being able to get out there and do a big movie every once in a while. But it's not like you're not gonna get on a continuous film schedule until people are comfortable with you and know who you are. And I feel like television is a great way for you to be introduced to the people. It's a good way to get in people's homes. So I think TV.
So before we wrap, what are your guys like goals for like the next step? Like, what are your career goals? What are your personal goals?
I mean, for me, I'm doing a lot of writing now. In collaboration.
Okay.
Yeah, in conjunction with working as an actor. I'm really about that. So that in the next stages of growth, that's a part of my template.
And what about your personal goals?
My personal goals. To continue to just grow as a person.
You're not looking for love in all the wrong places?
I mean,
you want insurance?
I mean, I like to know a lot of like high people in low places right now.
You ain't no high people. High people. And what about you?
My career goals is to steady progression.
Okay.
To continue to grow as an artist. And to continue to make myself more self-sufficient in this industry. You know what I'm saying? What we do is you gotta kind of continuously, you're working for yourself, but you're kind of on other people's schedule. So when you talk about becoming a producer and a writer, we share the same exact goals when it comes professionally. And of course, then you can serve yourself as an actor, but you cutting the check to yourself. It's a different conversation.
So are you guys willing to like kind of like put your personal lives to the side in order for your careers to elevate?
I think you gotta balance it. I mean, honestly, like he was saying, when he talks about his relationship, like the one thing I think that they have is balance. And I don't really think you need to put either one to the side. I think it's just about communication again, and making sure that you bring the people, that person into the fold. It's just gonna be about sacrifice on both ends. You know, you may be out of town, you may be on location. You gotta make sure that you can have that available time. You may have to fly home on the weekends. You just gotta make the time. For us, it's just gonna be about sacrificing that time.
I'm gonna check up on y'all, see what's going on. I'm definitely gonna sing at your wedding. Don't you worry.
Yes, Beyonce,
I'm there. Don't you worry. I'm gonna come through.
Please, come on.
But I definitely appreciate your time. I already watched the episodes. I am hooked. Like, this is my new show. It's so. I was gonna tell you if it was bad. I was going to tell you.
I know you would.
I was going to tell you. And I was going to tell you on camera. Like, I wasn't even going to pull you behind the scenes and do this Hollywood shit. Like, oh my God, I love the show. No. I was going to be like, I don't like it. I love the show. Like, I could see myself watching it again and again. And like, the movie had me hooked. And I love how it kind of like ended with a cliffhanger. Like, hey, did you really meet me? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then it was like, And then when it started, I was like, yes, they beating somebody up in the first scene. Perfect. Like, it caught my attention immediately. And I feel like I can't wait to see more of you.
Yeah.
Right? There's gonna be some more, right?
Definitely.
Because I feel like you are America's favorite side man. Like, you always looking at somebody else, girl. Like, I peeped it. Like, as soon as I saw y'all lock eyes,
I got the best side.
I was like, you a side, I was side too.
Yeah, watch out.
You America's best side man. I'm telling you. I was like, oh snap, she about to leave that white man. I'm not even calm down. Don't do this. I'm about to get pregnant. I'll be like, don't do this. We got chocolate babies, little Twix babies. Caramel, chocolate mix.
Left side, right side.
But you guys, make sure you tune in to The Breaks. It's going to be on VH1 Monday, the 20th of February.
Yeah.
I'm being locked and loaded. I'm putting my DVR. I'm going to put a camera in front of the television. I'm bootleg this. And do you guys, what are your social networks or your websites?
Mine is I am Antoine Harris, and that's on Instagram and Twitter.
I'm at the real Sinqua Walls on Instagram and Sinqua Walls on Twitter.
And I am Beyonce Knows, aka Miss Lissa. You know where to find me. And this was a great interview. I cannot wait to see you guys later. Y'all know I'm gonna change my clothes. It's gonna be good. And we're gonna put our hands in the middle like Saved by the Bell. Huh? You're gonna get a breaks on 3. 1, 2, 3, breaks! That interview was so good. You know you wanna watch it again. Go watch it again.